Hi, and welcome back to It's Okay,
To be wrong.
a podcast with KB and Tanner Cunningham. Hi, how are you, honey?
Hi, I'm well. How are you, Shug?
I am fantastic. This is a special little episode we got cooking.
Yeah, we've been teasing this one for a minute.
Yeah, and people ask about this one a lot.
Yeah.
In our DMs, they're like, will you ever just like do this kind of episode? And so here we are.
Here we are.
Here's the episode. Here's it about us.
Us. Thank you, Gracie.
So
for
yeah,
that bop.
no, literally in the world of Gracie Abrams, us, and like how we got to know each other, how did we even like become a couple?
Yeah.
Just like our backstory, like the lure. What is it?
What is the lure?
The lure. It sounded like I said the lure, like the
The
fishing
lurv.
lure.
The lurv.
The lurv. We lurv in this blurb. Yeah. So about us. So Tanner and I, we just had our anniversary, which is like
Yeah.
part of why the episode also is coming out.
Right.
We have been married for 3 years. It's kind of unhinged. Like it feels
Our first
weird.
marriage.
Our first marriage
Yeah.
was of 3 years. We've only been married 2.5 years. The other part, but that
Right.
can come later.
That's you'll hear that soon.
Yeah,
Stick
tease
around.
that out. Yeah. We got married twice in 1 year.
Yeah.
But
Paperwork.
Paperwork is crazy. The odd minute it takes to be married. The fact that I can plan a whole wedding in 45 days but can't turn in some damn paperwork is wild. But
Yeah.
Tanner and I got married 3 years ago in January, and it was like the day that we wanted and dreamed. You know?
We literally, yeah. It was like the most perfect venue. Like you manifested the weather.
No, literally. I was like, I want to get married when it's snowing. I think the pictures will be insane. And like, thank goodness we got a videographer because like, wow, it's exactly what I remember from the day. Like I remember a little bit of the ceremony, but honestly, like taking beautiful snowy pictures with you, having those little stolen moments where we could like steal away, talk to each
Yeah.
other. Like my favorite parts. Like just being with you, having those memories. So yeah, manifested the weather.
Same.
We got married at this beautiful lodge. And it
In
was
Golden,
incredible.
Colorado.
Yeah, it's called Chief Hostel Lodge. And so I'll get into like the details of all that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little later. But
But
how did we initially meet? Like, do you remember your first memory with me?
I don't know if it's I remember my first memory with you,
Mm-hmm.
but I do have a very specific memory of you from
Yeah.
when we were kids. So spoiler alert, if you didn't know, Tanner and I have known each other since we were babies. So let's
Yeah.
take it back to the beginning.
Yeah, we're going to be kind and rewind.
Be kind, rewind.
Back to the
Blockbuster.
beginning.
Yeah, so back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Taylor and I met at preschool at First Baptist Church.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 4 and you were 5.
45.
Yeah, 45. No,
No,
literally.
that's so creepy. Sorry.
No.
I was,
yeah, I think that way.
I was
Yeah.
5. Yeah, I was 5 because I'm a year older than you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're a year older than me, and I remember you like playing with your friend. Like I remember you playing together and
Yeah.
just like seeing you there, knowing exactly who you
I feel
were.
like you just said I was playing with Barbies.
Yeah, I was gonna leave that out, but
No,
I
I
was
don't
like,
give
go
a
ahead to no.
I was playing with Barbies, allegedly.
No,
I don't know.
he was playing with Barbies.
Yeah.
Him and his friend Caleb, who owns a dental practice in town now.
Yeah.
They were playing with Barbies,
Yeah.
just like having a good old time. And I remember that, and that's like kind of my first memory of Tanner that I have in my mind. Like I remember like the classroom. I remember being across the street from my classroom because my brother, like my mom was dropping off my brother.
Right.
And I
'Cause
saw
we
you
were
all.
in the same grade.
Yes, and like obviously like familiar because like we're on the same playground, but like that's kind of like my memory connection of it all. But
Yeah,
First
because
Baptist.
I mentioned earlier too, I'm a year older than you. So me and your brother actually went to school together. So my first memory of you is more of knowing your brother, like through your brother, because like we were in the same grade together. We went to kindergarten together. And then I'm colorblind. No, I'm kidding. So I failed kindergarten mainly because like I was a social
Lack of
freak.
socialization.
Yeah, I was just like a literal social pariah. And so,
He didn't like talking to people, and he still doesn't.
and I still don't. I'm like still like same.
Okay,
Some things
and?
never change.
No, literally, we would call that introverted.
And so I was held back, thank God. Like the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life
Literally.
is that I was
Honey,
held
you
back.
never look better.
Because that class above us, everyone other than your brother sucks.
No, literally most.
No,
of
there's
them.
like a couple. Like
No, just
Shout
like
out.
going through school with them felt difficult for me. Like there was some very difficult times with the people.
no, they were so jealous of my talents they couldn't even stand it. That's true facts. That's why she's laughing, or she's laughing because it's lies.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really thankful. I always say that I'm so like One of my favorite gifts was Tanner being held back
Mhm.
because like then he went from being my brother's friend to being my friend.
Right.
And like who didn't love that? Like I had so much fun. I made him play Barbies with me too. Like
She clocked me playing with these Barbies once, and she's like, "Oh my gosh,
and now he's still cleaning my
I'm
Barbies,
still
y'all.
cleaning these damn Barbies,
But
y'all."
no, literally still taking care of my Barbies. That's my
Yeah.
baby. And you know, our life kind of feels like that in so many ways. So many like full circle, like
Mhm.
just moments. And yeah, we went to elementary school together, middle school, high school, and then we parted ways after high school, but always kind of kept in touch. Like if I
Yeah.
can, I kept in touch. Like we stayed texting throughout the years. We grew up on the same street. I
That's
left
what I was
that
gonna
part
say.
out.
Yeah, I was
Let's
like,
actually
actually,
divvy
we have
back.
a lot of like, I would say like core formative memories together because
Like
like we
summer
were
memories.
neighborhood
No,
friends.
think about
too.
like who you hang out with. Like you go home from school, you get away from it all, especially like picture it, you know, it's like 1998,
Yeah.
like to 2000, whatever. And
10.
like that, you know, there's not, well, sorry, no, I'm thinking like time before cell phones, playing
Right. Okay.
outside,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Sure.
like,
Sure. Yeah. No. Like literally, we didn't have cell
like
phones.
2005, 2006,
Right.
like, you know, we didn't have cell phones
We
yet.
had
Like,
bicycles
yeah,
and
we
had to be
played
home when the
outside.
streetlights came on.
Exactly. And like, you know, you think about leaving school and you like, I would go outside, like do my homework every day, go outside if I didn't have to go to James Head Appliance and see if my friends could play. And Tanner's mom's response was always, he can if he's finished his piano.
Yeah, I
And
had to
Tanner would be
do
like,
my
I can't go
homework and
outside.
piano.
Yeah. He was like, I can't come outside till my piano's done. No,
Thank God for it.
no, literally
Yeah.
the like
The discipline.
discipline,
Yeah. Literally.
the piano fingers, like all of it.
Wow, they really work good, guys.
No, literally. Tanner's quite the quilter.
Also, yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
so I say all that to say, like we
What?
spent so much time together.
Yeah,
Our
a
summers,
lot of our memories are
like
together.
you know, like your mischievous, like early teen years when you're just like being silly, like just
Yeah.
you know. A lot of my core memories have always been you, and I've always had a crush on you. So since I was like 5 years old, I knew I had
Yeah.
a crush on this boy. Like maybe not like immediately when I first saw you, but like I knew by the time you were in my class in kindergarten.
Not initially when you saw me with buck teeth and a bowl cut? Are you sure?
I don't even know if you had a bowl cut. Like
Probably
I think
not.
this was like pre-bowl cut.
Yeah, probably.
Like this was like when you were getting dropped off in the Jeep with Skipper. Like, you know, back
cutie
in the
boy,
day.
yeah.
Like sweet baby.
Literally.
No, but no, I did like him with buck teeth and a bowl cut. Duh. Like
Love
of
that.
course I was obsessed with buck teeth and bowl cut. Like I was obsessed with Justin Timberlake too. Hello. He had the ramen noodle hair. Like hello. Obsessed.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I forgot. You kind of off track.
No, I'm sorry. I lost the thread for us. But yeah, we've always kind of known each other. We had a lot of core memories together is kind of like where we were at. But
Yeah, core memories. We went to summer camps together.
oh right, we went to
Yeah.
4-H camp together.
Mhm.
And like obviously we had different paths because I was on the boys' side and you were on the girls. But like we would
No.
intermingle.
Yeah, and we went to like rec department camp together.
Oh, that
Like, all
one. I
kinds of
literally got
camps.
slapped in the face. There was.
Some girl
was a
slid a
boy?
thing underneath my door that
Oh.
said I was a fat ass bitch. So
Did she spell everything correctly?
no,
I didn't figure.
slid it under the bathroom stall, and I was like, amazing, this is great. I think I had on like an orange shirt that day, and I was like, I'm never wearing orange again.
Oh my God, that is like so horrible. Like, what would you have done differently
You
now?
were there, but like
No,
you
I didn't know.
know.
Like, you think I knew?
And do you think I
slid
told
it. I
anyone?
slid it
I
under
just,
your
like,
door.
would sit and cry. No, I know exactly who did it. I saw the girl do it.
Yeah.
Like she wanted me to see her. Like I was being friends with them, and they were tired of me hanging out with them, so they stuck that under the door.
That is so sad. Wow, trash.
That's like the TikTok trend right now. It's like I'm so funny.
Childhood
Thanks.
trauma. Yeah.
The girls I was hanging out with at summer camp called me a fat ass bitch and stuck it under the door. They let me know that they saw them. They watched me look at them through the crack as I was shitting.
I have shit hanging out of my asshole. Can you not be bitches right now?
And Tanner's
Save
across
the
the
note
summer
for
camp
later.
still being nice to me, you know?
Yeah, no,
Like,
I had no idea.
Check
That's
yes or
so
no.
sad.
Like
Oh, poor thing. No, I didn't know that. I mean, I did know that, but I didn't know that
no,
happened
but
to
as
you.
any trauma stories, I also have like
That's
I was
why
also
we're.
mean
That's
to
why you're
people,
funny. Oh, literally.
and I was also like the popular kid. So like you know, like all of my stories are full circle and back to our full circle story.
Okay, yes. Back to the point.
So we graduated high school.
Kept in touch.
Always kept in touch. Like
Yeah.
we would hang out in the summers together. Like when you'd be home, like you'd lifeguard. I would summer camp counsel. Like our paths just always like intermingled. And I was obsessed with Tanner as a little kid. That's what I was gonna say. So
Oh
like
yeah.
Tanner was one of my first crushes beyond like Justin Timberlake. He was like my first like real boy crush from like a boy that I knew from like school or the neighborhood.
Oh, so
So it's
sweet.
just like sweet,
Yeah.
right? And like everybody knew and nobody knew. It's like so weird.
Right.
Like how your like mom clearly knew I had a crush on you, but you're like, I never said it to my parents, but like my dad told me, I like when we got together, he was like, well, you've been chasing him for like 28 years. You might as well like be with him now.
We're like, well, damn, Jen.
Damn,
Okay.
Dad. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Jay. So,
Don't you hate when your parents are right like that? Though?
no,
You're
I'm
like,
hearing.
okay.
No,
okay.
they usually are, or like they'll say something and you're like, you'll get it in 10
Yeah.
years, and I'm like, I get it now.
Literally.
Like there's things that I don't get and that I still stand on, but I completely understand now, like your perspective, and like there's some things I don't, but like for most part, yeah,
Most of the part, yeah.
yeah. But
Totally.
like back to full circle, we have great families.
Yep. Lurv them.
But we always stayed connected. And then Tanner was my first visitor. I moved to South Carolina for work, and Tanner was like my first visitor there, first person to come visit me. We always just stayed like connected. Like he lived in North Carolina. We would like, we just go back and forth and see each other like at random times. And then when I moved to Colorado, you came out and visited me. But while I moved out to Colorado, you were building like your whole like house life journey in our hometown. Like talk about that. Like,
well, yeah, I had a home. I was like working in banking. I was at a bank, like basically over it more or less, like without title or compensation, unfortunately.
Without title
that will
or
happen to you in
compensation,
corporate
but
America though. Let me tell you, corporate batteries out there, you better make sure that they're paying you what you are worth. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Especially in these times that we're in right now.
Right.
Especially my women.
That's what I'm saying, the corporate
and
batteries.
My other friends, friends of color.
Totally.
Like, yeah. Get your bag.
And make sure they're paying you what you're worth. So anyways, yes, I was like building a life there and like thought that I was going to be there forever. I like could never really see myself leaving because like all my family was there. And like at the time whenever I came to visit you, I wasn't dating anyone then. But before that, like I had been dating someone.
Just getting
and,
over,
yeah.
like you were definitely like in that process of
yeah.
Like, just like getting over someone, trying to figure out what's new, like moving to a new place. And I
didn't move to a new place. I just like came to visit you first.
Oh yes, sorry.
Yeah. So I came to visit you and I fell in love with it. Like I fell in love with the people, like the culture, the mountains. Like I'm literally
everywhere you look.
Yeah,
like,
I stepped out and I was like,
different.
you get to see this every single day. You're so fortunate.
And I saw it in his eyes.
And I think that's like the moment you knew like that I would like move or like think about it. And then like we finished up my trip here. I had so much fun. I went back home and I was like, I'm going to move to Colorado. And I didn't know how or when or where or like, I was just, so I texted KB. I was like, listen, I really want to move. Like, so we like started like job searching together.
I was like, cool, let's do it. Like if I'm like the kind of person of action, and I'm just like, oh, if you want to do something, let's find the solution and like make it happen. In my Clifton strengths, it's called an activator.
Oh,
my activator strength. Like
she's
we're
like, yes,
gonna
she's active.
Like I'm scanning the landscape and like we're gonna figure out how to make something happen. Like I'm somebody always looking in the future. And so like when you were like, I want to move, like I saw it in your eyes and I didn't know how long it would take. I thought it would be more like a 6 months thing.
No, yeah, I did not think it would be literally a month later that I would be living in Colorado.
No, I was just like, cool, like let's test it out. And I didn't want to like hype you up too much because like I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Right.
And then literally within a week, you get a job.
Within a week, I had an interview and like received a job offer, and it was amazing. I was just
an amazing job offer, getting paid something for the first time.
Yeah, like an actual salary. Like this was that? No. Yeah, I was salaried at that point. Yeah, as soon as I came here, I was salaried.
Yeah.
Like the first time, like being a salaried person, like it was just like I had made it.
No,
it felt
literally,
like.
you made it. You were living in this super chic apartment overlooking
downtown.
a river.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like
I was living my downtown.
No, you were living in a bachelor pad. Like Tater had this full house that he took care of and like very cultivated. I love this house, like
I had a yard. I was mowing, weeding.
No, he spent hours in his day like gardening each day, and I know you love that. And that was just like a very like special time for you. And like we'll get back to that. Like
for sure. Once we have more space. But
but like
now I love like I love like just having a little garden on my porch. Like we were out there earlier gardening. Like I had to get rid of some like old
poppy
poppies.
Stuff. No, like just get rid of stuff and like clean up. And we just love to like attend to our things.
Yeah.
And like really things are special. Take care of it. But I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know. We were talking about like me having like a home there.
So I went
home. From like basically
That three
2,500
bedroom
square
home.
feet to 600 square feet, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom apartment. And it was amazing.
No, it was amazing.
It
Taylor
really healed
made
me.
his
I loved that
families-
place.
No, yeah.
I like the
Talk
place
about
I
it.
was living in before. It was like really void of color because like I chose it to be that way.
No, it did.
Like it
looked
was
like,
very like sterile almost. Like it just felt like how like I think I felt like I just felt like very like you know, like putting about like this is what I'm gonna do, like this is the way it's gonna be, and that's fine, and I'll make it fine. And then like I came here and like I had all this like fun stuff and like colors and like it was just like it was so much different than like what I had known.
yeah.
And so it was smaller, but it was like more fun to me.
And what do you think like the change was from like you being there to like you being here?
I think for me, like personally, I have a lot of, I don't know if this is the right word, so if I'm using it wrong, correct me, but like anonymity and like no one knowing me. So like being like in this from a small town and like working in an industry like where you're out there and like going to events and like being seen and like coming here and doing that, but like in a capacity where like no one really knew me. So like no one, I just
You
like
could
didn't
really
give a fuck.
step out
Yeah.
and come alive.
Yeah.
No,
So I think it was like a lot of that, like just like a change of environment, but like also like feeling like, yeah, these people are maybe looking at me, but you know what? I'm never going to see them again.
yeah.
I'm never going to know them again.
No, Tanner's fashion has like super evolved, and that's like part of our story. We both love fashion clothes. It's something we bond over, and like
Yeah.
seeing you come alive in that, and like being able to evolve from like bank etiquette and wear to like what you actually enjoy wearing and like
Having my
styling
hair as short as a
things.
vagina's bush.
No, literally, it was so short. To like this long hair and this
Mm.
fun and this expression, and like I think fashion is expression, and like be bold with it, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a quote from Keeping Up with the Kardashians, by the way.
So you move here.
I move here.
You come alive.
Yep. And it's so much fun. And we are always hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm not dating anyone. Like I'm like still like in the process of like just like getting over everything and like healing. And you start dating someone.
Mm-hmm. It was bad.
I was gonna say it wasn't great.
It was really bad. Like actually right behind us, where we're sitting now, Tanner like
Yeah.
talked to me off a ledge. We'll tell that story in just a minute actually.
Yeah.
But like basically like we're hanging out every day, having the best time. I'm dating someone. It's not going well. Just like two people not meant to ever be together. Like,
Right. Yeah.
And like, so, you know, just like silliness and like, you're just there for me, the most kind, patient friend, like listening to me, like just bitch and moan. And like, you know, like, but y'all all know what I'm saying. When that girl like continues to bitch and moan about something and you're like, oh my gosh, she talks about this one. Here we go. Yeah, girl, that doesn't sound good.
Well, I think it was so hard for me because you are so solution oriented and like you knew the answer.
Yeah, I knew the answer. Yeah, but like I think that's why it was so like that's why I was saying just like patient, like
Yeah.
but like listening, not even like patient waiting for me, just like Tanner like listen to me bitch about this person for forever, and then
Right.
just like yeah, it was just like nice,
Yeah.
nice to be there,
Oh.
like always just the kindest friend. And while this is all happening, like I'm in love with Tanner and he doesn't know. Like I'm like I want to be with him, but like he's never gonna want to choose me, and so like whatever, like I'll just. Whatever. And then
What?
I saw you look at me for real.
Oh yeah.
So tell that story.
Well, like you had aforementioned.
Mhm. Just this story. It was like February 2020. February 2020.
We were sitting at your bar,
Mm-hmm.
and
Our bar now.
It's our bar now, yeah, and it's like our little podcast area, and you were just like you said, like talking about this person, and I was just like, yeah, like. And like I looked at you and like I had this moment where I actually almost kissed you, but I was like, oh, actually that's crazy. I cannot kiss you. She's like in the throes of like dealing with this bullshit. Like that just like would not be good to you either.
Yeah.
And so like I
Not
was
fair.
just like,
we
but I
believe like don't start messy shit.
yeah, like
Like
what
if
you
how you start something isn't always how it goes, but like
most of the time
how you start something like really sets a precedent.
it sets a tone.
Yeah.
And you can change the tone and like do differently, but like a
but,
lot of
like,
the times that's
it's
not
so
how
difficult,
it
and like
happens.
we both believe that. So like I'm so thankful he didn't kiss me in that moment.
But like you saw the intention of like
Uh-huh.
what I was feeling and like Then I think that maybe gave you like confidence.
It gave me confidence, but then you also said something. You like stood up to me that day.
Oh, love. What
You
did I
were
do?
like, this actually, you said, actually, what I said to you all ago is wrong. This isn't right. People shouldn't treat you this way. Like,
Yeah.
this is unacceptable. Like, you like were just agreeing with me.
Yeah.
And then you came back and I was like, oh, okay. Question mark?
Like he's not just gonna pacify me.
He's not going to pacify me. And that's like really what
Yeah.
I was like, he won't just pacify me. Like,
Right.
because, you know, we've always been friends for so long and like, we both very pacify each other. Like,
For sure.
but like, I was like, he won't just pacify me. Like, he'll stand up to me too. And like, both of those things were very
They have to
confirming for
happen,
me.
yeah.
It was just like, he will stand up to me because I will run all over someone. And he looked at me. I was like, he looked at me. He didn't just look at me. He looked at me. Okay. He looked at me.
I did.
And I was just like, oh no. And so from that point on, I go through a spiral of like how I'm going to like
In things.
end things with this person that I should just end things with, but I just like spiraled out because I'm a girl.
She's just a girl.
Girls
and
are
it's-
so confusing. It's a girl.
Girl.
Girls are dumb sometimes.
No, boys are. But
No, boys are. Boys
yeah.
drive girls to be dumb, okay?
Truly.
Literally. Anyways. So like that moment happens in February. Stuff plays out. We're still
Yeah,
hanging
like
out
Family stuff.
all the time. Tanner has heightened family stuff and he hasn't even been here 4 months.
Mm-mm.
And we're going out one night. It's sometime in like April. Yeah, late April or something. I don't know. Sometime in April. We're going out and we're having so much fun.
Yeah.
Like we went to go meet a friend. We had a couple drinks. We're in downtown Denver. Like, you know, we were just going out and doing the things.
Doing it.
And we get in the car from going out with our friends.
Yeah.
And Tanner's in a parking garage, literally trying to drive and see, like, you know, when you get into a parking garage and like there's no service and like where do you go next? And you're like
Right.
trying to get the
maps
directions
won't load.
up.
You're like,
So the
shit.
directions, we're in the midst of getting the directions up. It's dark. You're trying to make sure you have your scan ticket. You're
Yeah.
trying to pay. And I look at him and I go, you didn't know I had a crush on you when we were kids? Because this came up in dinner.
Right. And like we just like didn't talk about it because we were there with other people. Like we kind of did, but then like
Yeah.
we were just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I was like, and you're like, no, I didn't know. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think I'm in love with you still. And just like that, folks,
She spilled the beans.
I spilled the beans. Nothing about subtle as a brick to the face.
Yeah. Love that about you.
No, once I like finally get the courage, it's like very all or nothing for me. It's like,
Mhm.
and it felt very much that way. And somebody asked me the question and it was like, what if he does this with someone else? And I was like, I would be devastated if like he like cooked dinner and like we were cooking dinner and like having dinner and not cooking dinner and watching TV and like having little bonfires and like going and doing all of our shopping together. Like, and I was like, this is like what I want for my life
Yeah.
and more.
Right.
And like, I was like, I have to tell him. And so like it all came out. I knew I was going to do it that night in the car. I wore like this really cute black bodysuit and like really cute black shorts and a hat and like tried to be like chill girl, but like hot girl at the same time because I'm like about to tell my best friend of 27 years that I'm in love with you because I don't know how else to say it. Like, I don't know how else to be more real. Like, you need to know the like extent of this. Like for me, it was that. It was like, I need you to know like what I've thought about this. And it might sound crazy, but like you need to be able to process all that before you get into this with me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now you're sad.
Well,
Abrupt.
a little. Like it didn't. I was just like, okay. Like I was shocked because like I didn't know that you ever like had a crush on me. Like I said, like men are stupid. Like I just didn't know. And like we had never like had like any like encounter like that we had whenever I almost kissed you like that. Like that wasn't like a thing.
Yeah.
And so like it wasn't even that I didn't see you that way. Like I have eyes, like you're beautiful. Like I, you know, but I was just like, okay, like she just doesn't see me that way.
Yeah.
And so whenever you said that, I was like, okay, cool. Like I want to like do this with you, but if we do this, like we're going to cross like a huge boundary and like I can't like not have you as a friend. So like stuff was going on in my family. So like I ended up leaving Colorado for a minute and like going back home for a little bit, like a week or so.
Like the day after this all happens, you fly back home.
Yeah.
And it was so sad, but like really good timing for us.
Right. We just got to like
sit with it,
sit with it.
check in on each other.
Yeah. We would still like talk every day. Like it wasn't weird.
Yeah.
it was just like I was at home like dealing with family stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
like you were working and holding down your stuff here.
Yeah, like no, and like that's was so good too. I was so busy during this time. Like I didn't have time
Yeah.
except to worry about what was going on, except for to be like, "Are you okay? How's your
Right.
family? How you're processing?"
Yeah.
And like we were like, "Let's continue to be friends and just sit with it for a minute because of the family stuff." And we did that for like 2 weeks. I
Uh-huh.
think you were gone like total like a week and a half. Came back for a few days, got settled in your apartment. Who wants to be with people as soon as they get home? Like when you live
Right.
alone, like you don't. You want to
Yeah.
be alone. Like it's just really.
And like travel involved, and it's just like a lot. It's
Yeah.
a toll.
And then you came over to the house
Yeah.
and we were like, okay, let's
do it.
do this. Like this
So
is
we're like officially like
back at the
dating.
bar. Like
Yeah.
we were back at the bar talking.
Help.
I'm stuck at the restaurant. I'm drunk in the back of the car. No. But yeah, we were like, let's do this. Like
Mhm.
nothing's like, I still feel the same about you. I still feel incredibly friendly about you. Like whatever happens. Like you're the risk. Let's take it. And it was like the best risk ever.
Agreed.
And we dated from like April, May
Mm-hmm.
to we got engaged in December.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna marry you in like July.
Yeah.
By July, I was just like, this is gonna be my life.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know what it looks like. I don't know if we're gonna get engaged in like a year. I don't know if we're gonna get engaged like in a month.
Yeah, because we initially didn't even like tell our families or anything that we were dating because we didn't want to like get anyone's hopes up. We were just, like,
Yeah, we kept that really secretive. Like, not like
even
secretive.
Yeah.
It was just private. Like,
yeah, it was like between us two, and it was
Mhm.
like
and it was
some
so
people
great.
knew. Like it wasn't
Mhm.
like you
No.
were a secret or I was
No,
a secret.
nobody was a
It was just
secret.
like
It was
we didn't.
secret was
I
the
didn't
wrong
want to
word.
get
It's
anyone's
okay to be
hope up.
wrong. No, secret's the wrong word, but like
Yeah.
also like I didn't want to like. Yeah, it's
Like
something
string-
so precious. It was like
yeah.
your best friend. Like,
Right.
what's gonna happen? And so
But,
yeah,
like we're either gonna get married or we're not.
yeah. So we didn't tell our families.
Right.
We only told my family because they came and visited at the end of May,
Uh-huh.
like right before June. We told them then,
Yeah.
but still didn't like put it out there. Like we
Right.
finally like announced it on the internet sometime later. Like, it was just like, it was so fun and special because they didn't have anything to like do with anyone else.
Right.
And I think that's what's so cool about like dating as an adult is like you can literally, your brain's formed and you do it for nobody else but like you and that other person, and it's fun.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not just like doing it for the gram or like
Yeah.
for
And we got to go on
whatever.
so many fun trips when we first started dating.
Oh,
we were going
we
to the
did. We went
mountains
to
all the time.
Moab.
I love going to Moab. We've been to Moab a couple times
I
together.
know.
We're
The way I
obsessed
love
with it.
Utah.
No, Utah's amazing, minus the trad-offs.
Truly. But yeah.
So
What
it was
else? I mean, like, and then we got married. Like, we got engaged in December.
We
We
got
had a
engaged in
very short
December.
engagement.
Oh,
That was always like
we got engaged in December, but we knew we were going to get married in August. We go to Los Angeles, beginning of September.
yeah, it was like the beginning of
The
September.
very beginning of September, mid-September, at some point when we go to Los Angeles together and we go see Hamilton, and we're walking around on Rodeo Drive, and you were like, the ring I want's from Cartier. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay. I was like, oh. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I just love the ring I want's from Cartier. Like, we talked a lot about getting engaged. But like,
Are you gonna get engaged?
I'm like, oh my God, he's like, we're gonna get engaged. I'm so excited. So like that's all. Like I'm literally pissing my motherfucking pants.
Love,
Like
yeah.
I'm dying.
No,
I'm
literally.
so excited. I'm like, so do you want to go try on rings then?
I was
And so like I'm
yeah.
acting so casual, but like literally dying right now.
Darn.
We spent the morning in Malibu. Now we're in Beverly Hills.
So she of us.
No, we're having such a good time. So like, of
Yeah.
course, we
Uh-huh.
went into Cartier and you tried on this ring and you're
Yeah.
like,
I love it.
you're like, this is the ring I'm going to get when we get married. And I was like, oh my God, we're getting married. I was like, wait a minute.
I told on myself.
You did. Because then we're on the bus going from the rental car to the plane, like at LAX. And I was like, wait, so you picked out your wedding ring and I don't have an engagement ring, hun.
Right. This is a little bass backwards.
I was like, so, I don't want a traditional ring. You're like, okay, let's go look.
Yeah.
And we go to look at Brilliant Earth and there's not an appointment for months.
Well, we didn't even go there first, but yeah, we went and looked at this other place that didn't have what we wanted because you always wanted an
No, but
emerald.
remember that morning we went to the other place too.
Yeah.
But we got the appointment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't have any for months,
They
but
didn't
like
have
you
any
were
for
watching it.
months. And then like we just like looked we looked every day that week
Yeah.
because I knew that I wanted to like probably customize something. And we looked at a couple other jewelers, like set some appointments for like Saturday morning. But like if we're gonna be in Denver, let's like try and get one at Brilliant Earth. We look, an appointment becomes available for Sunday morning, and I can't tell you how thrilling that was. So we moved our other appointments. Just like went and looked at all these. Like ring shopping is so
No,
much
it
fun.
was fun. Yeah.
No, but the Brilliant Earth ring experience, my goodness, incredible.
Yeah, it was nice.
Like you go in, it's like only you in there. You're one
It's
to
like
one
very
working with the
private.
jeweler. Like they let you try on anything you want, all kinds of different sizes, all kinds of different colors,
You're
all kinds of
overlooking the
different
Cherry Creek Mall.
stones. Like like my appointment was like over an hour of just like trying on rings, trying on what I wanted. And honestly, it should be because you're paying a lot of money for something. But Tanner kept like one thing a surprise from me, but like we built the exact same ring. And here's the thing, we both built this ring online separately. Like I picked it out and you picked it out, and you sent it to me, and I was like, stop it, that's exactly the ring I picked out.
That's
I
what I
was so
want.
thrilled. He knows me so well. So we do that in September because
Yeah.
we know it's going to take a minute for the ring to come. It's like a special order.
Right. Yeah.
And like you want to be able to like plan out an engagement. It's like, I don't care, you bought the ring, cool. I'm like, oh, I know we're getting engaged at some point. We're getting engaged. Fabulous. Don't care. Like you didn't pay for the ring that day. I didn't know when you bought it. I just knew at some point, like, he knows what I want, we'll get engaged.
Yeah.
Easy. So then the next weekend I bought a wedding dress because I'm insane.
Oh my gosh. And then we went home for Thanksgiving and asked your dad.
Yes.
And he said no. And I said, fuck off. No, I'm
I
kidding.
said, Daddy, I love him.
No, he said yes, obviously.
Obviously,
Katie
no.
was
My dad,
shitting. No, I'm
I was
kidding.
obsessed with Tanner, and we made sure his phone number was saved in his phone last time we were home.
Literally.
It saved as Mr. C as
That's
well.
probably why he doesn't answer. He's like, I'm not taking a phone call from Mr. C.
He was like, who the fuck is
Yeah,
Mr. C?
That does probably create some confusion for him.
No, I was like, you can change it. He's like, I know who Mr. C is. Your picture's beside him.
True facts. So
That's just a running joke because my dad doesn't answer the phone for like anyone but me and other people.
yeah,
Like,
you're his kids, really.
yeah, he
The
answers for
kids,
his
your
kids and like
mom.
everybody else that he has to answer for. But like,
Yeah, otherwise probably not.
yeah, you're not getting them.
Yeah. So asked him. He said yes. We come home, and
We have the craziest week ever.
why?
Because I just got done with like December count.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was a crazy week for work. And also like I was super excited because I just love the season. It's the start of Christmas. You could feel like it was in the air, palatable. Like I knew it was going to happen soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the excitement from all that plus like the cluster of just like life, you know.
Totally. Sorry.
So we do all that, and Tanner, we were supposed to go out with his friend, and Tanner texts me,
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
like, let's cancel on this
On our
friend.
friend.
And I was like, oh, you know I love to cancel. And I was like, but you don't ever like to cancel. You're a person of your word. And you're like, yeah, I know I'm tired, but like, let's go out.
I was like, you and me will go because they wanted to go out like in Denver. We do not live in Denver proper, so that was going to be like a 45-minute drive because it was a weekend, and like it was cold, and I was like, we'll still hang out, but like we'll just like do it.
Never
in our
hung out again.
town. Yeah, with that friend we didn't. Us we do. Yeah.
I'm like, well, we hang out all the time, and since then we've never hung out with anybody else.
True. Not true, but I'm like Mare. We hang out with her sometimes.
No, literally.
And Hannah.
No, that was a joke, but whatever.
A jerk.
But Tanner's like, let's just cancel on them. Let's go to like downtown and get some like just good warm
Some
food. We've had like a
snacks.
long week. Let's just have some good times together. He's like, I just want to spend time with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, great. I can't wait to spend time with you. So I'm thinking he just wants to spend time with me. I didn't know he was going to like be so beautiful when he came into my
I
door.
had dyed my beard and everything.
He dyed his beard. He told me he was getting ready. And I was
Yeah,
like,
no,
great.
I was
but
very specific.
like Tanner gets ready to go to the gym.
That's true facts.
Like
I wake up in the morning and get ready for the day.
Like he's always ready for his appearance, and like
Yeah.
that's where like
People
me
could
and
pop
him.
up on you.
No, I just like that's where our like Venn diagrams don't connect.
Okay, well,
and
that's
like
fine.
I was like, okay, he's gonna get ready. So like I was sitting there like working, clickety clack, and he comes in looking like a fine specimen with his hair freshly done, his beard freshly dyed,
Yeah.
these beautiful pants, his green sweater. Like, he looks stunning, and I'm in like blue jeans, and my hair is in like a half tuck, and my eyebrows are greasy. But here we are.
Here we are. She was like dealing with some work drama whenever I entered the premises. I
No,
was like,
yeah.
oh my God.
No, I actually know exactly what I was
I do
doing.
too.
Like,
And so
I
I was
think
just
about
like,
that person every once in a while, and I go, wow.
wow, what a dingus. So we just, I was like,
We
okay.
got-
I was like, yeah, are you ready? And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay, bet, let's go.
Yeah, and he didn't like tell me to change. He was just like, "Is that what you're wearing?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what I'm wearing."
That was my cue. Is that what you're wearing?
I'm like, my pea coat. Well, my pea coat covered it up. Okay.
Your peacoat covered a multitude of sins.
No, literally, my pea coat covered a multitude of problems. So we went out and we had this beautiful evening, y'all.
Yeah.
And we went to
went-
Scalepi's,
yeah.
which is like where we had like our rehearsal dinner. I won't get into all that information, but just like we went to Scalepi's, we went to an ice skating rink. They were having this beautiful like downtown
Christmas carolers.
Christmas carol parade kind of like shtick. There was carriage rides, the lights, like it was the beautiful, most perfect Hallmark scene. And my love like was fidgeting with something in his pocket. And I said, "Oh my God, he's about to propose to me." And I look like shit. But
Either he's about to streak or he's gonna propose to me.
I'm like, and he's sweating. So,
So
Streaking or
probably
proposing.
proposal.
And he says like the sweetest words to me that I cannot remember, like the speech,
Same.
but like it was
Black
so
it out.
sweet, and I was just like,
I wasn't
always
black.
and forever, yes, like
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We're engaged. These people like are clapping for us behind us,
No,
and
it
like
was like so crazy.
it was so sweet. It was so romantic. Like it's a dream, and it feels
Yeah.
a lot like our life of like a lot of it's been a dream, and like we've had lots of hard times and lots of like things that people have no idea about because we won't talk about that. We're about here like putting positivity in the world, but like we love this little dream life we've created. So then we ended up getting married like 45 days later. We told the world like about 20 days before we got married, we finally announced that we were engaged to people. We just love to keep things to ourselves.
Yeah,
It's just
people
so
didn't even know that we were
fun.
dating until we told them we were engaged, and we were like, we have 20 weeks. So clearly,
Everybody
everyone
was like, "Are you
assumed that-
pregnant?"
Yeah, I was
and I'm
like,
like, "No, girl, I'm not even pregnant. That's crazy." People still, they're like, the way I clown on people for like the way they asked my sister at Christmas because we didn't come home that year. They were like, "Your sister's pregnant, right? That's why she's not here. That's why she's getting engaged." And we were like, "No, just
No.
because it was you doesn't mean it has to be me." Like,
no, literally. Like, just because that's your story to tell, babe. Like,
and if that's your story to tell, that's amazing. But
No,
just
for
like
sure, but it doesn't-
everybody
it's
that was
not yours.
asking,
We
where
weren't
it happened
pregnant.
to them. Like
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying it. Everybody was asking, it happened to them, and I'm
No,
like,
literally.
don't project off of me. I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever. And it was hateful. So I just say all that to say, still have our one child, Brixanne. He's 9 years old, and he has 4 legs.
He's 9 years old today.
I am Brixanne.
Yeah, I love him.
And like that's our beautiful little life. We got married in Golden. We
Mhm.
honeymooned in Denver at the
21,
Ritz.
22.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then that first year we did like a mini moon. So we like did a lot of little traveling. So like
Yeah, we
did a
actually
honeymoon
drove.
Ritz.
We did a
Mhm.
lot of like driving.
Yes, we went to
Road
Jackson
tripping.
Hole. We went to Salt Lake. We went to Moab. We went to New Orleans. We went to like we just went so many different places. We did like mini moon years. We went to St. John. We went to like that whole
We
first
went
year
to Salt Lake
twice.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like
crazy.
no, we just like did instead of doing a full honeymoon, like that's
took-
like a great tip I would have to say. Like if you are getting married and don't have a ton of money, but like you want to like spread it out, like do mini trips. Like that's
Yeah.
what like we could afford to do is like we did mini trips.
And
We
like
did it
the
in
big
budget.
ones, like whenever we went to New Orleans, like that was for your work. We got invited to go to St. John. Like that was
Mhm.
not something that we had. Like we had to
Uh-huh.
pay for our flights, but like
Yeah.
the lodging was already
But
paid
Salt
for.
Lake, we went back to Golden. Like, you
Mhm.
know, we did like mini hotel stays. We
Yeah.
did staycations.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we just did lots of little things that were like, yes.
Especially.
So disclaimer, St. John was
Yeah,
like
I was
paid
like, that
for.
sounds
We didn't pay
like
for that.
wild that we went to
That's
St.
insane
John.
that we
Yeah.
would like save up for that.
Because then the
That's a
next year we
lie.
went to OIE.
Yeah, we went to Hawaii, also given to us.
Yeah.
Like, so whoever wants to like,
Give us our next
we
trip.
would love to take pictures of your Airbnbs. We love to take pictures of your hotels, your staycations. Like, we are your full travel influencers.
Yep.
And on that note, we still love each other.
3
A
years
lot.
in. Oh, so now to fully close the loop
Let's
here
close the loop, baby.
about us not being married. We did live in sin for several months.
Oh, so fun. Sexy.
Yeah, it was really sexy
Mhm.
times. Because we didn't turn in our paperwork. We thought that the way that we read the paperwork, actually, our marriage certificate, was that we could It's called like
self-solemnized. And like basically you
self-solemnized,
just
yeah.
like announce that you're married. You don't have to have anyone else there. And like you just like sign like the form.
Well, not only do you have to sign said form, but they should put a little disclaimer like, "Hey, bitch, you have to turn this back in."
I think it says in return, but like I couldn't read that
Okay,
far.
see,
Far.
it
I
was
was just
too-
like, so
too small
like,
of a print.
all they told me at the thing was like, what they kept repeating at the place. Like I didn't read the fine print. They just kept repeating, "You can self-solemnize if you choose
Right,
not
right,
to."
right.
Like, and
So
they
it's
were,
like we're married,
yeah. So we're like, we're married, cool. Like
and we were in our hearts.
we were in our hearts. And then Tanner had like a full name change because
Yeah.
he was adult adopted. And that
Yep.
was like such an incredible time. And actually his adult adoption went through before we were married. And we
Yeah.
didn't know that because they didn't send us the paperwork. They sent our parents their paperwork and our parents were here. So nobody was checking the mail. So like we said all that to say it was wild. And so we got married a second time.
We
So if
did
you go
in
to the courthouse,
September.
there's like September 1st.
Yeah.
September 1st, 2022. 21, 121, 22. Yeah, 22.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah. September 1st, we got remarried and they stapled all of our papers together at the courthouse. We have like a stack.
Yeah.
And the lady that helped us the first time, like helped us the second time.
No,
It
she
was just like,
so embarrassed for our lives. We were
I
like,
know.
we know, we didn't turn it in, girl. Sorry.
yeah, I was like, we are so sorry. We messed up. And she was like, so like, let's talk about, like, she talked us through like
So
our
we
different
literally just
options.
Did it there.
Yeah. We're like, let's just like, and she was like, congrats on being married again, girls
I
and
was like,
boys.
thanks, girl.
Yeah, I was like, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got married twice.
did.
So our like legal marriage certificate day is not in January.
It's
But
not.
That's not when we celebrate.
No. Well, yeah.
We
If we
celebrate
remember,
both.
I'm like, yeah, if we remember, we'll celebrate both. But
We
like
try to
the
write
one
it
in
on our
January, we
calendars. So like
remember.
the one in yeah, that was like the wedding dress, the whole thing, the big shebang. So
Yeah.
like yeah.
But
lived
the
in
September one, I
Wilson.
think, slipped by us once or twice.
Yeah, it happens. We'll see if we remember this year.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
All right, I'm gonna go write that on the calendar. So we should wrap this up.
Let's wrap it
September
up. Thank you
1st.
so much for listening to It's Okay,
To be wrong.
a podcast with KB and Tanner Cunningham. Thanks so much for listening to our special anniversary episode and all about us.
Hey.
And we will be bringing you podcasts later this week. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.